Welcome back everyone and happy spring. I am so glad everything's warming up around here, loving it. We recently had the 3-year anniversary for Marvel Strike Force and I missed out on an opportunity to make a video about it. I really would have wanted to just because I love this game so much. But I don't know, things got caught up on me in real life, so I was a little bit busy during that time. But here I am today making a follow-up video about Blitz, because the last video I made was kind of going over these teams that were showcased in Philosopher's video where he was giving lots of tips to score really high. And since then, I took some of the recommendations. I changed up my save squads for Blitz. I made some changes for my particular roster because I have some characters powered up or not powered up compared to theirs. And believe it or not, I've actually scored top 100 for the past 2 character blitzes we've had, which I rarely or never do. I normally just kind of end up with like 40, 41, 42 million, 40, 41 million points, which lands me top 1%. But yeah, I scored top 100. If you don't believe me, I'll show it to you right here. So you have Black Widow, rank 74. But you know, I mean, these are characters lately that we've been having where they're not new, they're not super meta anymore, they're older. So it's also because people aren't playing these Blitz characters as much anymore. But it's still definitely worthwhile though, because we have this ongoing Stellar Celebration event where every time you Blitz, you get these shards that you unlock. Not for Silver Surfer, but for other resources. So that's why I'm definitely doing all my Blitz points. But yeah, I want to show you all my teams that I'm using in Blitz right now. The last video, I only had 29 save squads. Now I have 31. So those 2 extra save squads have made a difference because every day I'm doing 8 rotations and those points add up. But before I show you my save squads, I want to actually tell you about a tip I recommended in the last video. So the last video, I was saying that this is my preferred method of showcasing characters when I'm blitzing, because I said that it's so much easier for my brain to process who the enemies are, and it kind of does. It's also just looks cooler to kind of see the characters in this format. But since the past 2 blitzes and the weekend blitzes that we've done in the past week and a half, I can tell you I have switched over to this format. And there's one main reason why, is because I have not crashed. My game has not crashed with this format. Sometimes when I'm cycling through my Blitz teams really fast like this, you know, you're cycling. Actually, I'll show you this. When you're cycling through your characters like this really fast, sometimes my game does crash. I'd say like maybe at least once, sometimes even twice, depending how fast I go. But I've noticed that when you do it with this format, there's no crashing at all. And I love that. It just saves time. And so there's something about maybe there's no graphics that have to load up when you have it in the other format. So moving forward, I've gotten used to this method, and that's what I'll be doing. But I think for the sake of this video, I will show this format just because it looks more appealing when I show off with my save squads. So let's get into it. Yeah, let's go ahead and show you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to kind of like just skip over the more traditional teams where everyone uses together. I want to focus mainly on the non-conventional teams because that's what I think you're interested in. So, and I have everything labeled from the smaller team power on top. We're going to go all the way down to the bigger save squad teams with the collection power. So the first team I have, which I didn't have before, I have Dad Bros, Shatterstar, and Longshot with Gamora, and then 2 just random filler characters. So this team is working really, really great because we know that Shatterstar and Longshot, they carry the fight. And I threw in Gamora because she does give a bonus crit chance to all allies on the team. It doesn't just have to be Guardians characters. And then as far as these character goes, like you could replace these with 2 other filler characters of a higher power level that don't have a synergy team, but I don't have them at this moment. But as you'll see, I have a couple of teams like just recently below these where they're using just like crap power level characters, and as I power up more characters, I'll be able to, you know, fill them in, and then they'll increase their team power. I'll get more points for each Blitz win. So I'm really happy with these guys. I know we have multiple man and players coming out soon, and I could make a team with them. And if I do, then I would replace these 2 minions and put in Polaris and multiple man. But I'll keep Gamora there because she normally doesn't have a Blitz home. So then we have Phoenix and Friends, as I call it. and Phoenix totally just carries the fight. Like, she's the most highest power level, so by the time you go against another team, oftentimes like their power level is probably around like 50, 60-ish, and so once she gets her special and her ultimate off, she just blows the team away. So they have a pretty good win rate. And this is the third team I have, Ultron and Friends, where Ultron pretty much carries the fight. I think the only character on this team that really I've invested in heavily that I don't have on any other team is Shield Medic. You know, I think one of the other players in Philosopher's video, they put Shield Medic with the Avengers, but I'll go into that a little bit more detail of why I didn't do that. But so far they're pretty good. They win their fights, and then I actually like the Kree. They have lots of sustain, and they do pretty well. I know Kree Reaper probably needs to be a little bit higher power level, but Kree Reaper will be able to carry the fight mostly. But they just have, like, you know, Guardian gets his defense up pretty quickly, his taunt up, and everyone's just throwing heals around. So I really like them. Red Skull and Friends, everyone has them, so I'm not going to talk about them. But let's talk about Astonishing X-Men with Wolverine. So this was a really cool suggestion that I've kept with, and I really like them. The 4 Astonishing X-Men members of these 4 here, they carry the fight, and Wolverine's just there because he has some synergy. He does assist with the other members thanks to Jubilee's passive. So yeah, so they're pretty good. They can't like auto win every match like you would normally do with Beast, so you do have to be selective with this team. Now this is a pretty new team I'm currently working on right now. I'm trying to get everyone up to level 71, gear tier 12 at least, but I'm almost there, and I put in several T4 abilities. I want to get more because as it stands, like maybe at least a week ago, the Shadowlands had a horrible win rate on Blitz Sim. Because as you can see, my Night Nurse is like 85,000. She's way above the power level that you would want a support character to be when you need, like, you know, White Tiger and Moon Knight to be a much higher power level. So I'm almost done. They've definitely improved once I powered them up and their levels. They just need more stats and some more key T4s. But they're shaping up pretty well. But you do have to be selective of the fight you go against because most of their special abilities really are meant for war and not Blitz. And then we have the classic Sinister Six members. I really like this team. Like, you know, some of these are the leftover characters normally if you had a full main Sinister Six team with Doc Ock. But they do well. I mean, definitely make sure you choose the defenders, choose any other random characters, and they do pretty well. Supernatural, not going to talk about them. They're pretty standard. Blood Brothers, no, Brotherhood. Then we have AIM, they're pretty standard. Not going to talk about Zemo. Zemo carries a fight, but everyone kind of has a team like this. Wakanda, yeah, I mean, this is the Young Avengers team, and I choose to have Spider-Man on this team just because he has synergy with Miles Morales. He pairs up well with Miss Marvel. And I did notice that, like, he does help the team win. Because he applies the defense down really quickly. Maybe it's also because with ISO 8 implemented, he does get that bonus attack for all the members who are strikers, at least on this team. But yeah, I'm still going to keep him here for now. And then we have Power Armor, Standard, Shield, Standard. Not going to talk about them. Fantastic Four. I guess the only thing I will mention is that there's a data mine that She-Hulk is going to be farmable soon. So when She-Hulk is farmable, I don't know, maybe I'll power up She-Hulk, and then I'll be able to eventually replace Namor with She-Hulk. And then I'll put Namor in one of the other teams I have above, whether it's Dad Bros, Phoenix, or Ultron. And that'll help boost up that team's power, get me some more Blitz points. So we'll see how that comes out. And then we have Mercenaries, pretty standard. X-Force. Okay, so Wave 1 Avengers. I mentioned that one of Philosopher's Alliance members, they use Shield Medic instead of Hulk when they're showcasing their video. And so I tried a couple of those matches and I didn't have the best luck because I found that like there's not enough taunts going around, you know, because we all know that Captain America, he uses his ultimate on turn 1. He throws his shield, but he doesn't get that his special, his taunt up until his second turn. And by then, there's just a huge window where the enemies can really dish out a lot of pain. So having Hulk there does help because his taunt is the first thing he puts up. And there's so much synergy with his passive. Like every time an Avenger is hit, he gets faster and faster. So for me, I have a built-up Hulk, and that's why I try to go with the team. I think in the other video, he didn't have Hulk Hulk powered up, so that's why I didn't use him. But definitely, I like Wave 1 Avengers like this for sure. And then we have the Uncanny X-Men, and this one is different because we were using Beast and with this team, and he does help add more sustain, more healing since we took out Phoenix. This team, if it's a full Uncanny X-Men team with Phoenix, I could have destroyed anything. But now I do have to be selective. It took it from, if I were to rate it before with Phoenix, like this team was like a 9 out of 10, you know, on I could win anything in Blitz. But now with this team, it's like I'd say 6, 7 out of 10. You definitely have to be selective. You have to go for the kind of random place team members together. But Pimtech, yeah, Pimtech. I will comment that like they do phenomenally well. I think Ghost just like carries the team for sure. And so I'm really glad I have them at a pretty higher power level. They rack me up a lot of points, and I win very, very well. They win a lot much better than this kind of mismatch Uncanny X-Men team. And then we have, okay, so this team is really, really cool. This is Doc Ock, 2 chargeable characters, Drax and Yondu. So I'd say these 3 characters are really important. I haven't tried this team without Drax, but I feel like he really helps just make sure he protects the rest of this team members so they can get the fight rolling. But really, Yondu, he's just a throwaway body, you know? Like, you could throw in any character you want, and the team will win. Like, this team has a really, really high win rate, so I really like this team for sure. And then, so this one was interesting. This was Defenders and Silver Surfer. This is a little bit different than what they showed in Flosser's video because they had used Punisher with the skill military team. So I don't currently have a skill military team. Maybe down the road I will when they get reworked. But in the meantime, I threw in Silver Surfer, and this is great because once I took out Daredevil, like this team didn't really have a really good win rate. I really need to find one character that could slot in and really help improve the win rate. And what perfect way to do that was with Silver Surfer's release, which happened around the same time. I've invested him. I haven't upgraded his special, but I've upgraded all his other abilities. He's only tier 13 right now. I'm probably going to let him sit at tier 14 for now. But yeah, so he's carrying the team pretty well. But, you know, even with Silver Surfer, he's not fully carrying the team because the rest of the team members are so beefed up. So you do need to be selective with the opponents that you fight against. This is the Creed team I'm going with. I think I'm very unique that I use Hand Sentry. I don't see anyone using Hand Sentry with this team, but I just figured it works well because, you know, Hand Sentry is going to use his special. He hides the rest of his team. He keeps himself exposed. He dies. Minerva brings him back. But to be fair, you could actually replace Hand Sentry with probably anyone, and it would work out well. I just haven't found a good team to put Hand Sentry with. As Guardians and Humans, everyone uses them. Yeah, okay, so we have to talk about this team, which I really, really love now. Like, Guardians, out of all the Save Squad Blitz team I had, Guardians had one of the worst win rates ever. And it was horrible because, like, this was a really high power level team. They normally would rack me up a lot of points, but the win rate was crap. I'd try combinations of Gamora or Drax and Groot, Mantis and everything. It didn't work. But the key to this was really just Vision. You need Vision on this team because he keeps Star-Lord and Rocket alive in the beginning. Because, I mean, Rocket's probably the most important person. Or Raccoon. And you need him alive. And it synergizes really well because, like, on spawn, Vision gives defense up to all the tech characters. And we all know Groot uses ultimate first turn, which is clears away debuffs on your team. But by his second team, he gives defense up to the whole team. So I just like that overlapping effect of how Vision gives defense up on spawn, Groot gives defense up on the second turn. And yeah, and by then Rocket has used his ult already. Everyone's dead. Mantis keeps people alive. Great. And then yeah, so Emma Marauders, everyone has a pretty standard team. Symbiotes and Black Order. So yeah, that's all my teams right now. And yeah, so I originally had 29 save squads. I have 31 now, and as you can see, since they increased the cap of save squads, I have 9 more teams I could add. So I could add Shadowlands. I could add Skill Military, and I think that's about it for now. And I guess like I'll take this opportunity to talk about the new characters coming, which could impact my Blitz teams, and that's going to be Polaris and Multiple Man. And Doom, actually. So when I finally get Doom unlocked, I believe that he will be able to be on his own team, and be able to carry 4 random characters. So that's another Blitz team. But multiple man and Polaris, yeah, I would add them with the Shatterstar and Longshot. But I feel like this is a team. These are team members I might skip on because I'm at a crucial time where our alliance is trying to ramp up for Doom Raid, and Doom Raid is where you need characters at level 80, tier 14, probably tier 15 to complete this content constantly. And it's hard to do that and use my resources to do that when you're constantly upgrading new characters that are released. So right now, I think because these are just war offense characters, this is the perfect time to skip them so that I can go back and kind of upgrade some of the characters I've been sitting on, like Silver Surfer, get him to 80, get the rest of the Shatterstar and Longshot to level 80, because as you say, they're actually pretty low on my roster. But yeah, so yeah, that's my Blitz teams. I hope these new teams inspired you. I know it's roster dependent. It's going to be different for you, but I hope it's going to change and improve your Blitz game. And yeah, let me know how you're doing in Blitz so far. I don't even know what we're having. There's no data mines of new Blitzes coming for new characters. I think they're trying to shift more new characters toward the new Strike Pass, which released recently. Maybe I'll make a video on that and give my impressions and everything. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you for liking this video, subscribing if you have not. And as always, I'm Pio Pico. I'll catch you in the next one.